this means a lot to me. It means a lot to be supported, to have my community here with me. It means the world to me. So thank you for coming. Hopefully more people will join, because this is to help you get better with any English. You have questions, you have doubts. It's really nice to be able to ask a teacher and kind of like have an English class here. Yeah. So let me see. I have two, because I can't do slides. So I have my iPad here, and I'm going to try and show the slides like this. So let me open this up just a second and see how it works. I had to do it two different ways. Okay, so can you read this, or is it backwards? I did it two different versions. Oh, and there's a lot of reflection. I've got to figure out how. This is backwards, right? Is this backwards? It's backwards. I need to do the other way, I think. Okay, this is good for me because it's okay, good. So it's very useful to know this, because I had to do two versions just in case, because on Instagram, I have to do it backwards. So this way I can do it normal. And that's what I did. So that's amazing. All right, let me see. Let me open it then. Okay. And let's see. Okay, so can you see it now? Can you see it now? It's good, yeah? It's good? As you can see, I did two different versions. Yes, awesome. Okay, so this is a lesson, and I got to find the way that it's not so, let's see. Maybe I turn this off and it's better. I'm not sure. But then I'm in the dark. Okay, so ask me about learning English. I have compiled a list of common questions I have been asked by English learners. Okay, this is for you. I've been asked a lot of different questions, and I think it's very beneficial to share them with you and answer them for you. All right, so the first one that I have, let me see. Okay. All right, so the first one is, how can I improve my speaking skills? And some of the answers are practice speaking daily, even if it's to yourself. You know that I have that ebook, and it helps you with some different ways, different tips and stuff to speak to yourself. You can also, as we already know, find a speaking partner or join language exchange platforms. Record yourself and listen back to identify areas for improvement. Use shadowing, and I know Shridev, you already do that. You do that with my voice, and I think it's amazing. So use shadowing, repeat after native speakers in videos or podcasts, and also focus on fluency first, not perfection. I'm thinking, but not practice. Okay, but that's okay. You're thinking, but you should open your mouth. You should speak, because in our minds, you have to remember that everything is perfect in our minds. So try and practice. Just a little bit every day. Just incorporate maybe 5 minutes of speaking time with yourself out loud, and that will help you think in English and also reproduce English. Do things that are simple, like buying a ticket at a metro station, or buying something for lunch even, So, hey, I would like to have a sandwich, and I want a glass of water, or I want a bottle of water with that, please. How much is that? So things that you would use daily. Any questions about this topic, about your speaking skills? Any questions? Anything that I could try and answer? And then we'll move on to the next topic. Yeah. Hello, everyone here. Can you say hello to me so I see who's here? Because we have 7 people and I'm so impressed. I am so happy. That is amazing. Let me see. Let me go down the chat and see who's here. Okay, so Ali is here and Sridev is here and Ariana is here. Alideza, you're here. Thank you. Thank you for coming. That's amazing. Yes, thank you. So, any questions about your speaking skills and anything that you can add to what I've already spoken about? Because maybe what you do would help others. Thank you. This means a lot to me. You have no idea how much this means to me. It means a lot to be supported because it's it's a new platform. So it's just amazing that you're here and you're supporting me, and I love that. All right, so I'm going to move on, but if you have any comments to help each other, that would be great because this is a community and I do want to feel like a community also on YouTube. Yeah. All right, so the next question that I am asked a lot is this. All right, how do I expand my vocabulary? Well, obviously, you can read books, articles, or blogs in English on topics you enjoy. You can make flashcards. I'm from Turkey. I can't practice face to face. Okay, but you can practice now and you can speak when you have an idea that you can talk about and just speak. So you're hearing your voice. It's very important. Now, I'm the old-fashioned type of person. I don't need an app to make flashcards. I take paper and I write the word and then I write the translation. And that's how I studied for Spanish. I don't think you need an app. I don't think you need technology for that. It's just paper and a pencil. But if you like the technology aspect of it, then go ahead, use an app. But I'm old-fashioned, paper and pencil. It's amazing. All right, so learn words in context, phrases, or sentences. So if you learn a new word, use it in a sentence. Use it in context so you remember that word in context and it's just not a loose word. So let's say we're going to learn something about the kitchen, a peeler. Okay, so you don't know what a peeler is, but you need to peel a potato. So you say, oh, I need a peeler so I can peel my potatoes, right? Let me write that in the chat because maybe somebody doesn't know what a peeler is. So I need to buy a peeler because I want to make boiled potatoes without the skin. Okay, the skin is healthy though, but some people don't like it. So you need to buy a peeler because you want to have boiled potatoes without the skin. All right, and that is in context, right? So that can help you as well. Remember the new vocabulary. And the last one is practice active recall. Try to use new words and sentences immediately. So as soon as you learn the new vocabulary word, use it. Make a sentence, okay? Remember, perfection, it's not important. What is important is to understand what you're saying, and the others will also understand what you are saying if most of it is okay. If you are using, the subject and the verb and a reference, then they're going to understand you. But perfection, it's overrated, right? So don't worry about perfection. All right, the next question I get is, how can I improve my grammar? Focus on one grammar topic at a time, like tenses or conditionals or whatever you got, right? Practice exercises, write short sentences using the rules. Watch videos or read explanations, then apply the rules in conversations. And don't worry about perfect grammar while speaking. Fluency comes first. So really, you just want to sound natural. You want to sound comfortable. But perfection, it's overrated. It stops you from living. Okay, so I was reading a book yesterday. I was finishing actually The High Five Habit. I had been reading it for a while, and I finished it because I want to read the new book by Mel Robbins, Let Them. And it said something about, I know I'm reading another book, and it's Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty. And it says, fear doesn't let you live. It stops you from life. So don't let fear get you. All right. Fear, nah, let's let it stay over there. Let's not let it affect us. All right. The next question I get is, and I'm going to let you ask some questions now. How can I improve my pronunciation? Listen carefully to native speakers and mimic their pronunciation. Practice with tongue twisters to strengthen muscle memory. Use tools, and then again, tools, or you can just, use what you have on Instagram. Focus on stress, rhythm, and intonation, not just individual sounds, because there is a rhythm for sentences. So now I want you to ask me certain pronunciation. Give me a word and I will pronounce it for you, something useful. So now is the time for you to say, hey, Trisha, how do you pronounce this? And I will wait and I will pronounce for you. Hello, hello. So what words do you want me to pronounce for you? That you're like, oh man, I wish I had asked about this word, this pronunciation. What word? Any word. Or phrase. Maybe you want to have me say a phrase for you and then you can mimic me. Subscribe. Very good. Yeah. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, please, so you can get more English content. Substitution. So the teacher will do a substitution for the other teacher who is on medical leave, right? Sub. Yeah, sub. Thank you. I love that. What else? Come on, Sri. What question do you have? You have questions for me. I know you have a question for me, so ask me your question for pronunciation. What can I help you with? Or a phrase, maybe you go to the bank and you never know how to say this appropriately. So you can ask now and then you can shadow my sentence. What else can I help you with? All right, and I will move on while you think of a word, because maybe you're having a difficulty thinking of a word, right? All right, so write a word, complex, confusing, similar words. Infuriates. It infuriates me. It infuriates me. It makes me mad. It makes me mad. It infuriates me. It makes me mad. Good. Yeah, I just had a lesson now, and I don't know if this is good content for a reel or not, but there were 3 words that my student had difficulty with, and it was rise, raise, and rice. So they're really similar. I had never noticed that before. So he asked me, he's like, how do you pronounce these different words? They sound so similar. And it was rise, raise, rice. And rice, the food, is got a shorter sound, rice. So it's rise, raise, rice. Thank you. Okay, so the next question is this one. What is the best way to prepare for an English exam like IELTS or TOEFL? Okay, Ali. Yes, sun and sun. It's the same pronunciation. Sun and sun. It's the same pronunciation. And love, love, as in love, low. So love, low, and law. So your mouth is a little open for that. So I will repeat it again, and you repeat after me. Love, low, and law. Flabbergasted. Yes, I was flabbergasted by the question. It surprised me so much. I was flabbergasted. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. All right. So familiarize yourself with the test format and requirements. That's good to do. Practice past papers and time yourself during tests, so you can do this on your own. Work on all 4 skills: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Speaking, you'll have to speak to yourself if you don't have a teacher. And focus on building academic vocabulary and avoiding those common errors. So that is for your tests, your exams that you could maybe need to take. And then another question I have is, how do I stop translating in my head while speaking? Practice thinking in English during simple activities like describing your surroundings. So, for example, I am in my office. I have a calendar in front of me. I have the big monitor in front of me. I have a halo light here. I have a halo light here for lighting. I have a chair over here for when I read. I have a window here. So you're speaking and you're comfortable with it. And it can be a simple conversation like what I just did. And then you can get more complex as you get used to speaking and thinking in English. All right. All right. Expose yourself to English content like podcasts, TV shows, or YouTube videos. And you're here, so you do that already, I know. Over time, your brain will start associating English words directly with ideas, and that's really good. So you're not translating. And everybody translates at the beginning, but then you find that you can't do it because it's wrong a lot of times. All right. Another question I get is, why is English spelling so weird and inconsistent? English has borrowed words from many languages, each with its own rules. Historical pronunciation changes haven't always matched spelling changes. Focus on patterns rather than exceptions, like silent letters in knock or write. So things like that can kind of open up your mind a little more and say, oh, wow, so English has words from other languages. Well, that makes sense that not all English words follow the same rules. And maybe that'll help you with your mindset a little bit. The next one is, how do I learn phrasal verbs and idioms? Group phrasal verbs by themes like travel, set off, check in. Learn idioms by their context and practice using them in sentences. Don't try to memorize too many at once. Start with 5 to 10 common ones, okay? Because if not, you get overwhelmed and you can't memorize them all. So put them in groups. Do you do that already? How do you memorize your phrasal verbs? What do you do? What do you do? I'll wait for comments and then I'll also continue. All right, the next one is, what's the difference between English and American? What is the difference between British and American English? Vocabulary, such as flat versus apartment, lift versus elevator. Spelling, color with a U in British, but color in American has no U. Pronunciation, accents differ, especially vowel sounds. And grammar, Brits say I've got, Americans often say I have. So those are some differences too, but they're both correct and they're both good at the same time. All right. This is a good question. This is a good question. How do I stay motivated while learning English? Set clear, achievable goals. Learn 10 new words this week. Celebrate small wins, like successfully completing a conversation. Study topics or materials you enjoy, like movies or hobbies. Join a supportive community or find an accountability partner. So all of those can help. Or you write me a message and say, Trisha, I need some motivation, and I'll try and motivate you. Yeah. How can I improve my listening skills? Start with subtitles and gradually move to listening without them. Listen to content at your level, then challenge yourself with native speed. Repeat sections to focus on tricky sounds or past speech. Use podcasts, audiobooks, or YouTube to expose yourself to natural English. Okay, that's good. You also, you come to my lives. You are the best. Thank you. I don't know if I'm going to say your name right. Is it Biliu? Biliu? I don't know, but thank you. You're sweet. That really helps me. It helps me absolutely. And how are you practicing? Have you got any comments, any information that you can share with others that we all benefit from your comments? That's the part of a community. All right. How can I sound more natural when I speak English? Use contractions like I'm instead of I am. Learn linking words like and then, so, but for flow. Focus on rhythm and sentence stress. Mimic real conversations for TV shows or movies. Now, I have students that they pause it and they copy sentences. They're watching a series and then they'll pause it and they will repeat it. And that's a good activity too, because you say it a couple of times and then you remember it. And maybe you don't remember it that very day, but you wrote it down and you recorded your voice on the phone, and then you can remember it from practicing that way. That's a really good way of memorizing as well, recording your voice. It helps a lot. Our phones help us a lot, they're very positive too. All right, and then I know you know about this, but this is for others to know. My business English course, who is it for? It's for professionals who want to thrive in the workplace. What does it offer? It's short daily recordings to help you practice anytime, anywhere. Downloadable PDFs and audio files to fit your schedule. Email templates, vocabulary for meetings, and expressions for real life scenarios. Your transformation, you'll save time, speak with confidence, and impress in any corporate setting. That's for people that need business English, though. And I know that not all people, I got really dark now. Okay. I know that not all people need business English, so I do have other things. Surely the learners here are just like me, trying to listen well to your tips to pick up something new and beneficial. Repeat word during the day, practice so often. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And then those people that do not need business, you also have this possibility. And these are general English courses. I have basic and I also have intermediate. Who's it for? Learners who want practical everyday English. What it offers: fun, engaging lessons on common topics like travel, shopping, and conversations. Quizzes and activities to practice grammar and vocabulary. And your transformation, you'll gain the tools to communicate fluently and confidently in daily life. So those are some things that I'm offering. And then my courses, this is where you can find it. And I will put the link when I post this. Why my courses work. They're designed for real life. You'll learn practical expressions and vocabulary that you can use immediately. Flexible learning courses are built to fit your busy schedule with short, focused lessons, guided by experience with over 20 years of teaching. And I'm saying over 20 years because, well, it is over 20 years. I've created these courses to address the real struggles English learners face. These courses are more than lessons. They're a journey to becoming the best version of yourself in English. If you're ready to communicate confidently, save time, and unlock new opportunities, check out my courses today and take that first step towards transforming your English. So this is the website right here, and I will put it also on the description. Yeah. So I know maybe I didn't mention all of the tips, and I know that probably you have a question now that we can also benefit from. So I would like to give you this opportunity now to ask me questions, okay? Ask me something about grammar. Ask for an example about something. And I'm not perfect. Maybe I will have to consult it and then get back to you on Instagram, but I can try now. I can try now to answer any doubts, any questions. So go for it. What kind of questions do you have for me? And I'm going to take a sip of water. So what kind of questions do you have? Do you have any doubts? I know I have some teachers here, also some learners, and I really appreciate you for coming. It makes my day. It makes my day. I remember the first time I went live here, and I had one person actually. I had one person. It was great. Yeah. So it's always helpful to have somebody who is supporting you on your journey, you know. It's just wonderful. I appreciate you. So any questions that I can answer? I'll wait a moment and then wrap this up. What questions can I answer? Repeat word during the day, practice so often. Okay, great. I don't think I have any more comments. No. All right then. Well, if you don't have any more questions, I will definitely go live here again. And write me on Instagram or here in the comments what kind of class you would like me to give here on YouTube. I am open for suggestions. What helps you helps others, and that is my intention, is to help the world communicate in English. What do you do to keep yourself motivated? As you know, I go to the gym, and sometimes if I've had a bad night sleeping and maybe I get up a little sad, then I go to the gym and I get my blood running, and that helps, and it gets your endorphins going. What else? Sometimes every single morning, but I haven't done it today because I had an early class today. I do meditation, something positive. So meditation does clear your mind. Meditation helps. Sometimes music, sometimes writing in a journal, sometimes just sitting in silence, sometimes walking in nature. That helps as well. As you know, teaching English is not easy, and all you need to do is love, passion to help others. Yes, absolutely. I totally agree with you, Alireza. Totally agree. You have to love what you do. That's so important. Definitely. What other questions? Also, a good diet helps, you know. if you eat a lot of junk food, your body doesn't respond well, you know? There are days that it's like, oh, I want some junk food, you know, and if I eat it, then my body's not happy with me. It says, hey, you gave me some junk food. I'm not happy with you today, you know. Hello, sister. Kindly tell me how we can get fluency to speak English and how we can memorize new English words. Well, you have to watch this because I've spoken about that. But first of all, you need a journal, you need a notebook, you need to speak to yourself in English, use simple phrases. And I did go over that here today. So please watch this again to get all of the tips that I have spoken about. And memorization flashcards. Take a piece of paper and put the word in English and on the other side, the word in your language, and test yourself and create a sentence using that word in a sentence. So maybe your sentence is, I don't know, what do I have here? Some scissors. So she cut her hair with scissors. Maybe you didn't know this word and you put it into function, and that will help you. That will help you. All right. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon. How chat GPT helps with speaking, or it's not true? I've heard some people saying that, but I'm not. I think if you can like maybe generate a dialogue and then you record your voice with that dialogue, then maybe that could help you understand. So you're creating your own listening. So maybe that's what they mean. I mean, you can generate a conversation on ChatGPT and record your voice. Maybe make different voices for maybe a man and a woman, and record your voice and listen to your own self. And then you might hear yourself say, oh, wow, I said that wrong. I need to improve my pronunciation with that word. And you can do it again and then use it as a listening. So that's an idea too. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of tools out there that are completely for free. It just takes time, you know, it takes time. All right. Well, I'm going to put this up. Have a nice day. Thank you very much. By the way, audio chat GPT is helpful. Oh, that's interesting. I need to look into that then, because I don't know about that. I need to look into that. Very good. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day and see you very soon. Take care. Bye. Share my profile, please. Thank you. And subscribe and like.